Today, we're bringing you live with Jyoti from Tilt Renewables. Very excited to have her as she is the IT infrastructure and operations manager at Tilt Renewables. On that note, I'll let you do a proper introduction, Jyoti.
Hi guys. Thank you very much, Ego, for introducing me. Myself, Jyoti, working in Tilt, and I'm basically from IT infrastructure field. It's I've been in the industry and in the IT space for almost 15 years now. And for women being in not only in IT but especially in infrastructure, it's quite not that common, to be honest, when I started. But
Yeah.
now it feels like, yeah, it's a trend, and everyone is actually, not everyone, like whoever likes it, doesn't matter if it's a girl or boy or whoever they likes it, they just want to just jump in and do it, which is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. And would you be able to dive a little deeper into that and share your journey into the infrastructure industry and also, I guess, what drew you into the renewable space?
Absolutely. So my prime qualification is in IT as well, like Bachelor's of Computer Science. And after that, I did my Master's of Computer Science, Professional Computing from Melbourne, from Swinburne University. As a child, I don't know why I had that curiosity. If I see some things are broken, I would just run and try to fix it.
Yeah.
That's where I sort of got the drive into more of, if I see a problem, if I see any hardware or anything, doesn't have to be a computer. Computer came down like a little bit later in the life, but
Yeah.
even for example, we use grinder, mixer, things like that. It says,
Yeah.
okay, how does that work, and how am I just going to go and fix it and see what's the problem? Even though as a child you don't know what you're doing, but it's just the fixing drive thing. Like, okay, I really want to go and fix it. That's why. And by saying fixing, I if I see anyone, even till today, I being working in infrastructure for so long, from back home country, I get a lot of calls from my parents, my grandma, and my aunt. If they have any IT related issue, they would call me, and I'm like, okay, no worries, I'll do it.
Yeah.
So that's sort of fixing. If I see any problem, I just go and just try and just do it rather than thinking about it. Okay, whether should I do it or not? Is that's something like passionate about it, and especially when I was growing up. Not, I was not. I never had any laptop or anything when I was growing up, and all
Yeah.
my family, friends, relatives, a lot of them are in medical field rather than coming into this IT side of it. So I'm the exception in my whole family.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yes, yes. Still today, they tell me that, yeah, you never went into the medical field. But I said, like, I think I still got that element of nurturing or helping sort of a thing.
Yeah.
That's why if I see a problem, if user, even till today, I'm at that position, but I still, if I see any user having a problem with the computers or anything, I wouldn't think what I'm doing. I'll just go and try and help them out. So, and also I am so amazed with everyday changes we face in the industry. Technologies, especially nowadays, AI is sort of, capturing the whole, I would say, the world,
Yeah.
basically. Um, So I'm always curious to learn about how this thing is working in the background. How, like, for example, Netflix, Google. So what's driving them 24/7? They're up, they're running. Imagine if even for 5 minutes, if Netflix goes down, people like, okay, what happened? And you'll see on the Twitter or Insta or Google, people just update. Oh, this thing is
Yeah.
down for how long? So that's sort of, this is where actually our role comes into the picture. Being in infrastructure, you have to make sure things are available 24/7.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's sort of working in, considering if you just think about 24/7, you can feel it's a pressure environment sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially at scale.
Yeah. But trust me, to me, pressure is the one thing that drives me even more into this industry.
Really.
Yeah, I've got two kids. One is 10, almost 10, and another is 4.5. So there has been instances in the past where I had to attend site, I had to go to office in the night time because of some urgent calls, yada yada yada. So I took my older one when he was, I think, 1.5 or 2 year old, and it was
Yeah.
raining and the storming outside. I just, let's go, I'll take you for a ride. We went into the server room, comms room, fixing the cables. So it's an amazing experience. As I said, I literally thrive for pressure, and I
Yeah.
actually enjoy that. Okay,
Yeah.
something, throw me a problem. Okay, this is you have to do, and imagine everyone is waiting outside for you to, like, the whole business is down. Just do something quickly. Don't
Yeah.
worry. I'm like, okay, no problem. Just do it.
I guess that's a quite a perfect example of how the infrastructure industry can definitely be challenging, especially when it comes to physical environments. But evidently, you don't have any problem overcoming those challenges.
Absolutely. I honestly, for how to handle, or the way I've learned to handle pressure, I have to give credit to my training, which I took. My first job in Australia was in McDonald's as a customer service, that too in the city, Elizabeth Street, quite a busy McDonald's.
Yes.
So they sort of give you 3 day training. Like, just, imagine you got a customer, I think you got a 20 seconds. Within 20 seconds of the person has been putting the order, you just have to, from start to end, you have to give it to the customer. That's why the fast food chain, that's why they call it a fast food apparently. But, and every month, or maybe sometime every 2 3 weeks, we had a secret, like a monitor or someone actually coming on site and checking whether these protocols are being actually followed.
Right.
So we, on all the time, we were prepared in our head. Okay, that's it. We have to do this, take this order, make sure you do all these things correctly, tick tick tick, dispatch the order. So I was there for about 1.5 years. So I am actually very, very grateful that I worked there. So that sort
Yeah.
of experience took me where I am today. So yeah, that's everyone, whoever is listening, or as I'm just sharing, try and work into those customer service, fast-paced environment, and sort of you're preparing yourself for the next big step. So yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that, Jyoti. What other, I guess, unconventional lessons would you say you've learned while leading infrastructure projects, and how has it shaped your leadership style throughout your career?
Yeah, interesting question. I'll start from the start. As I said, I have been into this space for almost 15 years, but even before that, I've always been into IT.
Yeah,
So I've seen the softwares, like very old softwares. I'm going back, Lotus, where it's not a GUI base, it's sort of a command prompt base. It's all black screen you're working in.
yeah,
So I've gone through the different phases of my own learning being at, as well as being actually working in a team. I started my job as a level one, like a support person, to fix problems, to fix computers, creating users and helping the users out, etc. But
yeah.
I was in that same company for almost 10 years, knew everything about the business, how the business is operated inside out, and as well as all the infrastructure. I literally, from level one to level two to ops, and then operation lead, and then IT infrastructure manager. So it has been very gradual growth, which is amazing. At the same time, I was doing my master's as well.
Hmm.
So, luckily with me, I had this opportunity to, whichever trend is going on at the moment. For example, we were sort of one of the few companies back then picked up the cloud, like Amazon Cloud or Azure Cloud. And rather than having a physical infrastructure, now you host everything on cloud. You don't have to go and physically manage the
Yes.
devices anymore. That's a big drastic change and saves a lot of space and resources. You can manage these resources from anywhere in the world. Fantastic. So these sort of projects which I'm talking about, I sort of have been very integral part of leading those projects as well. So
Hmm.
it's one of the different hats I had to put across. So I have to give the credit to my mentors, my managers, who sort of had put that much faith
Yeah.
in me to let me learn. Even though it's a new technology, they said, okay, no worries, we have to do it. Just bring everyone together. Just, So with the infrastructure, in my opinion, and in a lot of other CIOs events I've attended and heard similar sort of stories, is make sure you are keeping yourself up to date what's going on in the market, and keep yourself sort of like, I if anyone asks me which is the biggest room, I would say the biggest room is to for a room of a growth rather than
Yeah,
any physical
I love
growth.
that.
So I obviously look at the trends and try and adapt. But having said that, sometimes you can be overwhelmed with a lot of stuff going on, technology, information. You just need to grasp what exactly is required for your current environment rather than having to absorb everything.
Yeah.
So with my different projects in infrastructure. So A is one of the biggest one was the cloud transformation. So we
Hmm.
from physical to cloud transformation, which was fantastic. Back in those days, as I said, we were only few of those companies who actually did that, and 100% we did that, not only like partial, which was amazing. And the second one was, especially during the COVID time, everyone was working remotely, right? So we had to make sure that people disconnect, like, have the devices, make sure they're all secure and using the VPNs, things like that.
Hmm.
So people still, being in IT, you just have to make sure, a, because now users can work from anywhere in the world. We have to make sure that when they are using internet, whether it's secure or not, it's a public Wi-Fi, yada yada yada. So these things we had to quickly adapt and change and take a proactive actions. So
Hmm.
these are the two main projects I have led in my entire career. They have been a full turning point,
Hmm.
and adapting the new technology from cloud, from VPN point of view. So these two are now, even though now where I work and even in the future also, they are going to be more relevant to everyone's life
Hmm.
in their career. Yeah.
What do you think? Obviously, COVID was a bit of a crazy time that we all went through. Do you think COVID shaped the infrastructure industry?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Not only the infrastructure industry, but as an employee, you are more flexible. You can work from anywhere in the world. But having said that, from infrastructure point of view, I in fact feel we have to be more cautious, more careful,
Yeah.
because before that you had people coming into office, so we knew we had to just look after this office infrastructure on network. I had to make sure that it's all secure. But now people want to do flexible working settings. They want to work on their laptops, work from anywhere in the world.
Mm.
So, which means we are opening up to more vulnerabilities such as threat, viruses, and scandals and spam and junks. More, not, yeah, it's a lot to add on to it. But so, for example, if your home network is being affected, impacted, or something has exposed, so and you are using work laptop and using your home Wi-Fi, so which means ultimately work laptop is also impacted. So we,
Right.
in fact, for us as an infrastructure, it's a challenge to maintain. So we had to up our skills even quite faster, adapt
Hmm.
the change. Okay, make sure you got this proper virtual network is set up
Hmm.
correctly and it's more secure. So a lot of businesses, not a lot, almost every business had to adopt that change. And also they had to invest into the infrastructure team a little bit more in terms of not only just taking care of users, computers, yada, 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 but cybersecurity space. It's
Yes.
more so because we are
Yeah.
more exposed. We are and people working from home. Not only that, but during COVID, a lot of people were having a hard time to deal with different personal stuff as well. But
Yeah.
there was some other part of the world was also like, okay, imagine you're just sitting at home doing nothing, which means um, you might having some crazy ideas. Oh, you know what? I want to try this, hack this. I want to try this, hack this site, or to do this. Which means you
Yeah.
are not busy. You can do sometime. You can go both ways, right? So you just had to be more aware, more challenged. I feel that's what I
Yeah.
have felt and experienced throughout the COVID period. But
Yeah.
having said that, I feel now, if I look back at it now, now we are more secure. We are more cautious. We know, okay, what not to do, what to do now. In fact, so now by default, it's like 1,000% more secure than what it was before.
Mm.
Because as I said, before COVID, pretty much 80 to 90% people were going to office doing this stuff from there. And we just had to maintain office network, not the house network. No, now we sort of had to find the balance to support people for their home issues as well, so that we can keep our office, our corporate machines safe and secure.
Yeah,
Bit of a
100%.
challenge.
I definitely think with the hot topic AI having come about, cyber security and cloud security has equally been prominent and up there for sure, and that will definitely continue for the rest of the year.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
So that's all good. Moving on to the next question, what advice would you give to young women looking to jump start their career in the renewable space or infrastructure space, even?
Our, in my opinion, and with honest opinion, do what you feel is right. Do not think. I have this. I've learned, heard this wonderful quote recently. Blue hair theory. If someone says you got the blue hair and you know you haven't got it, she's like, "Do I really have it? No, I don't really care what anyone else says, but as long as you know what you're doing."
Yeah,
So I really want to give an advice to everyone out there: be, try and respond the inner calling and what you are passionate about. And if you really want to, if you really love the technology, and if you really want to know what's going on into this space, doesn't matter if you're a man, woman, or whoever, like, whichever field you want to go to, you just need
yeah,
to have that hunger, passion, and just want to do it, just desire to do it. And just take the day as it comes. Do not, sometimes we do plan things ahead too much. Like,
yeah,
for example, COVID was the classical example. We sort of planned for a lot of events. What happened? Nothing. So I always think as it is, like, okay, just, are you ready to learn? Are you something you want to learn about how this particular operation or this computer is working? Um, so, in my opinion, to young women out there, if you are really passionate about learning about the technology, computers, please go out. There is heaps and heaps and heaps of online material. I would want you to start with your home, for example. I always tell my mentees, they said, we want to just start somewhere. Like, you know what you want to do it, but it's very hard to get a first job, especially like without any experience. I said,
it is.
it is very simple if you look at it. Sitting at home, you got everything. You got TV, you got smart TV, actually, you got your smartphone, you got your internet, you got a modem in your house, and you got other few gadgets like printers and 3D printers, yada yada yada. Now, if have the passion about learning about or working in the infrastructure, is just start from your home lab. Basic. Okay, this is the router. I've got this router. It's connected to my laptop, and how the internet is coming to my laptop. If I have any problem, for example, I don't know if, I mean, I'm sure you would have experienced, if when you got your new modem, when you're setting up your new modem in the house, you sometime on the call with the provider, okay, help me through with the setup. So by default, 70-80% people leave their modem password default, which is, I don't want to disclose what the password is, otherwise.
Yeah,
So yeah, just start with the basic home environment. Um, try troubleshoot your own printers, try troubleshoot the basic laptops what you got at home, and see if that sort of take your passion to the next level. And also, for example, if you're not in infrastructure space and if you're working in a different stream, for example, hospitality, or you're in medical or in a different field or fashion designing, for example, and but you want to do a change of career into IT or into infrastructure space. So I would highly recommend you. yet stay in the same business lane. For example, I want to take this example as a hospitality, or like as I said, fast food chain is McDonald's, Hungry Jack's, KFC, there are a lot of others. So if you want to stay in the same industry, but still you want to change your career into IT, all the businesses around the world are being operated by IT. Their backend is always infrastructure. Hospitals, they are operating on computers. All the
Yeah.
stuff is constantly on the computers. Same TV network, Channel 9, or big networks. Everything behind the scene is the infrastructure. So, having said that, if you are working in the same industry, I highly recommend you continue working in the same industry, but choose the technology part of it. So, you will have the benefit of the business knowledge plus the technology. So, you will even do more wonder. So please, everyone out there, keep keep dreaming, keep achieving what you want to do, and also keep disconnecting from the technology sometime and connect with the real people, and that sort of help you grow as a person and also grow as a human being you want to be, and that's sort of a reflection of where you want to go ahead in your career as well, because at the end of the day we are working with people, right? Not not the computers. So just take your time off and try and connect with the real audience, I would say, real, yeah, rather than just behind the scene.
Yeah, 100%. Those are some really great practical tips, to be honest. I've not heard before. So simple yet effective, like, trying to troubleshoot your modem at home.
Absolutely.
Maybe I'll have to give it a go, see if that's my passion. I might have to jumpstart my career into
Absolutely.
infrastructure. Um,
Absolutely. I had one of the mentees, I'll just want to talk about this example. We did few weeks session. I did few weeks session with her. She was from the hospital industry. She was a nurse. She wanted to, especially after COVID, a lot of especially in medical field, they were feeling burned out
mm,
because of, yeah, they did non-stop, helping out, serving rest of the people and whatnot. So she said, I want to actually really change my field. I
mhm.
want to come to IT. She was working in a big hospital. I said, and she was there for almost 10 years. Over 10 years, if you're working in the same industry, just jumping, it can be challenging. So you
Yes, of course.
just, yeah, just you need that desire or you want to do it. I said, okay, how about I'll work with her on the resume part, etc. But how about, do you have passion? She said, yes, I do have passion. We did the same exercise. Um, so I said, please stay in your same field. For example, still stay in the hospital environment, but go and apply for IT sort of a level one role, just to start from there, so that you know how different department works in the hospital from compartment A to compartment B. So you have that user interaction, and you will have the business knowledge, you'll have the environment basically.
Yeah,
So basically using your knowledge and applying it, learning that little additional skill of IT troubleshooting, it will do a wonder. You can do an IT application, you can go on IT network, you can do IT infrastructure, then operations lead, yada yada yada. So it's been now, I would say, 2.5 years. So now she is IT system admin, senior IT system admin
oh,
in the
amazing.
same hospital.
Oh,
It's
wow.
wonderful, because, as I said, she had the knowledge how the department works. She knows the doctors, and she know how from triage point of view, level one, level two, and she
So
had the
good.
passion about the technology. So at the same time, she's also feeling good that she's helping out the staff,
Yeah,
and also not feeling guilty to leave that environment. And sometimes you sort of you build that relationship for staying that
yeah,
long. And so
100%.
it's amazing that she built up that new skill set. She found her passion, and yeah, that's when you ask me for the advice, I would say whichever industry you want to be, stick with it, but make sure just add that technology passion into your career. Then it will surely do wonder. You just have to find the right industry
Yeah.
and your skill set. That's all. Passion
Yeah.
is everything.
It's amazing what a little bit of curiosity can do and where it can take you. Um,
Absolutely.
and finally, Jyoti, I would really love to hear what emerging technology you're most excited about this year.
AI. That's everyone's favorite topic.
It is the favorite word going around at the moment. Is it some?
Absolutely.
Are you looking to actively incorporate it this year, or how are
This
you
year,
using it?
absolutely, absolutely. That's something we want to learn. Like, if I say learn, yes, we've been using it. I'm sure on your phones, you got different apps like on iPhones, say ChatGPT, Copilot, things like that. But that's something new. We have. Having said that, I am very excited to use Copilot AI in our business, in our day-to-day life as well. But before I do that, I'm very cautious of data protection. People can put out anything and ask. Imagine if I'll just give you an example. Some incident. I don't know if you've seen on the news. One of the company's top CEO
Yeah,
called someone from finance. Can you please transfer 1 million or something into my account? It's quite urgent request.
yeah,
And it was a call from Teams. It's a Microsoft Teams call. Not only just a voice call, video call. You can see. And then
right.
what, I mean, how someone can make out it's a spam call, it's not a genuine call. That person did the transition and that finished done and dusted. After that, he was calling, like, mobile call, not a Teams call. It's like, I did not even ask for it. This is just an example. I'm not saying this, it's AI. You just have to find a thin line. It's following your patterns, your movement, motions, and way of speech, what grammar you can use, how you can express to someone when you're talking in a way.
Yeah,
So with the changing technology, yes, it's awesome. It's amazing how
yeah, 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 yeah. It's yeah. I don't think it will stop. It will just keep evolving. But like you say, with a bit of caution, slowly implementing, and I'm sure it will be make a lot of people's lives easier. Yeah, of course. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Jyoti. It's been lovely having you and sharing your insights. And for all of the Her Heads in the Cloud listeners, I hope you've enjoyed this episode and stay tuned for the next one.